Back for another news video.
Yeah.
Do you think that somebody yelled World Star today during the fight at Funko?
I hope so.
Funko Warehouse or whatever, or what's it called? Buckeye?
Buckeye.
Buckeye.
Where the f*** is Buckeye?
I know, that was a great intro.
Wait, I got a good intro for this video.
All right.
Jerry! Jerry! Jerry!
No, just start yelling World Star a lot. World Star! World Star!
No, you gotta hold your phone up.
You do?
Yeah.
World Star!
No, that's not how you record a fight.
How do you record it?
You gotta like hold it steady so people can see
World
it.
Star! I don't even hold my phone like that normally. I'm not gonna do that. That's so stupid. Anyway, there was some fights that broke out today.
I don't know if I'd call them fights. I heard that there was some shoving.
Shoving?
Yes, someone got shoved into like a security person.
Ooh, that's not good.
Yeah, and people were butting in line.
So it's what we refer to as like a minor disagreement?
I would refer to it as, it's a good thing they didn't do it to me because I would have started a fight with them.
You can go. It's that simple. I'm talking to him. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you. That's it. Back up, please. Back up. You want to record? Put your phone away. Back up.
It's only recording.
So apparently there's somebody on Instagram who posted up a criminal trespass. Like, I guess the criminal trespass warning. I don't know what this is, but it has all of his information in there. He included like his own address and everything. he included everything, it looks like.
So somebody got charged with trespassing.
Correct.
So when we got sent that message though, they said that it had to do with being shoved into the security guard.
They got shoved into a security guard?
Somebody did. The person who got charged with trespassing is one that got shoved into a security guard or shoved a security guard or something.
All right, so a couple things. When photos are shared of high-end Funko Pops that are being found at the warehouse, Thursday and Friday, you sort of have to prepare for an onslaught of people. So I'm not surprised that this happened.
I'm not either. And people get very crazy when it comes to Funko Pops. So I wanted to tell a story about something that happened at our local mall. Well, 2 stories actually. So 2 separate incidents. One of them was around the time of the Krampus chase.
Yes, for Hot Topic.
Yes. So the reason that Hot Topic implemented the countrywide policy that Hot Topics would share on Instagram what they were receiving the day before is because of an incident that happened at our local mall. What had happened was people were waiting in the store for Hot Topic to get their shipment of the Krampus Pops. And nobody knew when they were coming. They just knew that it was like around this time frame. So people were waiting in the store every day until they finally got there. Someone started shoving people when Hot Topic received the shipment for the chase, and a Hot Topic employee allegedly got injured.
Yeah, it was a lot of rowdiness that happened.
Yeah, it was crazy. Then there was another incident at our local FYE where FYE was not holding the chases behind the counter or putting them straight out. They were literally hiding them within the Funko wall.
Yeah, they made it like a scavenger hunt. Yeah.
Yeah. One person went in there looking for chases, knocked all the Pops off the shelf, and was screaming at the employees apparently when the employees told them to stop.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so they got banned from that FYE, and I'm pretty sure probably the whole mall. I don't know. But what's interesting, and something that I still kick myself for, 2 to 3 weeks prior to that incident at FYE, I saw that same person at Toys R Us when Toys R Us was still a thing.
Oh, yeah.
For the Jeffrey Giraffe, the one that possibly contained the golden ticket inside.
Yeah,
I went to the Funko Pop section, and I was looking at the Funko Pop section, and then I asked my friend who had been there earlier that morning, hey, where's the Jeffries? And he was like, oh, they're at customer service. So I went to customer service, and I was like, hey, I'm here for the Jeffrey Giraffe Funko Pop. Afterwards, I went to take a better look at the Funko Pop section, and I saw this guy looking for something, which I assumed was Jeffrey. And I said, hey, if you're looking for Jeffrey, they're holding him at the customer service. And instead of saying thank you or oh my gosh, thanks so much or whatever, they just ran to the customer service. And then on my way out, after I finished looking at the rest of what they had available, I heard this person asking if they could get 2, one for them and one for their son.
Oh, of course. It's always the kids. I have 15 children. Can't they all have one?
Yeah.
So basically what you just did is solidified that Funko Pop collectors are insane.
Not all Funko Pop collectors are like this. Like, I know for a fact I would
We're not like this, but there are
way.
people in the community that are like this, and most of them are referred to as flippers.
Yes,
or people who are flipping the Funko Pops.
I would not consider the people who are acting like that collectors. They probably are people who are looking to make money because,
they're
as
the flipper
we know,
community,
when money gets involved with anything, things get really weird and
people
things
get greedy.
Can get crazy.
People get greedy. People get crazy.
And they fight and push each other into security guards.
So with all this going on, we've had some people reach out to us. People comment on different things and message us and let us know that this type of thing happens a lot at Funko HQ and it happens a lot at Funko Hollywood.
I would imagine so, especially on con days or days like right after a hot drop comes out. People expect it to be at those stores, so they start lining up and people just want to be the first. They want to make sure that they get it.
So the point of why we're really talking about this, I think that the takeaway is that people need to calm the down. It's not that serious to start fighting with each other in line or push people around. And pushing people around is what happened this morning. Luckily, not much over that. Based off of what I watched, the security guards were no help. I don't know what they were. They were just running around yelling. I don't know who contracted them or who hired them. I'm not saying that they're horrible or anything. I'm just saying it didn't seem like they were making matters better.
They were there to make a single file line.
Well, they look like the type of guard who is on a power trip and you better listen to me, and just some of the words that they were using, they had no control over the situation. And people there were sort of laughing at them. So I think if Funko is going to sign up some sort of guard force for something like this, we need to sign up a guard force that's actually going to take care of things.
Get guards with handcuffs and put those dumb motherfuckers in handcuffs if they want to get crazy.
Right. Well,
see you later. Goodbye.
If they actually really did get crazy, like, I don't know a lot about the situation.
So here's the thing. I did hear reports that people were butting in line.
But it's like the cafeteria line in high school. I mean, this type of happens.
Well, you gotta go and get the pizza or the turkey on Turkey Day.
Right. Well, I mean, fiestada for me. I always like the Mexican pizza.
Oh, those smelled like vomit.
What?
They smelled so bad.
Okay.
I never ate one.
I can't stay on this topic because
bad.
I will sit here and fight you to the death to let you know the fiestada was the greatest lunch item that was ever served, aside from the French fries with the cheese.
Can I tell you a story? And I don't know if it should be embarrassing or not, but I'm a little bit embarrassed by it, but I'm going to tell it anyway. Can I tell you? So when I was in 2nd grade, I would eat lunch. I would normally pack my lunch. Whenever they had spaghetti, I would go in line and I would get spaghetti. And I had spaghetti so often, my friends referred to me as Spaghetti Girl.
Okay. All right. I'm glad that's over.
How does it feel to be married to someone who was once known as Spaghetti Girl?
It's not a good feeling if that's what you're asking. From the reports that we've received, a lot of people that were in line were 100% resellers. One person was overheard saying that they brought $15,000 with them and they were willing to buy as much as they can. A lot of people were walking out with a lot of bags full of stuff. So people were there to buy, and they were there to buy a bunch of Grail-y sort of items that they could flip. There were some whatnot people there as well. Not surprised by that.
Everybody's a whatnot people.
Everybody in line were whatnot people, and who knows where they fall in the whatnot circle, like who's the bigger seller versus the smaller seller. People were finding some higher end things today as they have been over the last couple of days.
So I did see more of the Leonardos, but again, I don't know if those are old pictures or if people brought their grails just to be like, oh, look what I found.
Right. Well, to clear that up, if people don't know, the Leonardo was the Funko Pop NFT Grail digital pop, which is valued around $800 or $900. That Funko Pop is literally a Grail. I mean, it's called a Grail, so it's a high-end item.
$9.99, but there were less actually redeemed.
Right.
There's probably $9.99 out in the world now that we know that they sold them.
So a lot of people have been sort of battling with us over this, and they're like, well, not a whole lot were sold. And I just want to say this to the overall community, the people that watch us, and people who may disagree. Funko has basically told us ones that are actually redeemed will end up in the collector's hands. Anything extra should be destroyed or should not be created at all. One or the other. Yes. And I have been begging for this for a couple of days, that we need transparency over what exactly happened. Because you can go on and say, okay, that's fine. There's a couple that were extra sold. That's fine. Okay, whatever. These couple were sold. It was over and done with now. It's over and done with. And Patrick, or was it Patrick? Or
I think it was Patrick.
Patrick came out and basically said that they're going to try to hunt down the people who have them and get them back.
That's not happening.
Which is never going to happen, I can't imagine. But listen, they're saying it, and they're doing something. At least he said something. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
But we can't have this go any further. Like, it has to stop with the Leonardo.
Yes.
We can't have this happen anymore. This is the end of the road. Otherwise, we're going to have a lot of problems in the Funko NFT community.
A lot of people are assuming that people are mad because the value will go down on these items. That's not why people are mad. People are upset about this because the only reason that most Funko collectors have purchased these NFT cards is to receive a redeemable.
A limited redeemable item. Because we can just go out and buy Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Funko Pops all day long.
Absolutely.
But these were supposed to be special, limited, and highly sought after.
It's not right that we are told the only way that these will get into your hands is if you purchase these NFTs, or of course buy them on eBay later, right?
Sure, you can't just walk into 5 and below and just buy these Funko Pops.
And people spend hundreds of dollars on these. Hundreds. Yeah. To complete the royalties, for the chance at pulling the legendaries, to purchase on Atomic Hub on the secondary market of NFTs at hundreds of dollars, these redeemables.
I would just like to make a note. I like to call it Atomic Chub.
I mentioned this in another video, but a lot of people were saying in comments online on different posts, oh, well, you're just jealous that you didn't get one, blah, 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 or don't say that you wouldn't buy it if it were there. First of all, it's not jealousy. Again, it's the premise of what these pops are supposed to be. Additionally, Drop has come out and said the extras will be destroyed, so you're being lied to. And a lot of people, it is crazy the amount of people that are sticking up for Funko. I understand that this was most likely just a mistake, but why did they have these items in their warehouse almost an entire year after they got into people's hands when there was promise of destruction?
It's a lot of people that are I told you soers, because they're people who never bought the Funko NFTs, and they said, I don't trust Funko NFT, I will never buy Funko NFT, and now that something happened, they're the ones saying, see, look what happened, you guys believed in this, and it's stupid, and it doesn't work, and now they're being sold. That's what we're dealing with right now.
Yeah.
This just shows how messed up the interior of Funko really is.
Yeah.
How messed up Funko is as a whole. Because if they're screwing this up, this is something, in my opinion, when you're controlling this small amount of Funko Pops and making sure that they are basically counted and collected, and being sure that they are getting out to the people who redeemed them and not putting them in the corner of a warehouse, if they can't handle that, how can they handle everything else? And if people want to sit back and say that we should have never believed in the Funko NFT thing to begin with,
no, that's not right.
Then realistically, out of all the things that have occurred and all of these screw-ups, how can any of us believe in what Funko does at all? Have confidence in anything that they do? If they can't handle this situation properly, how can they handle anything properly? That's the bottom line.
When I went back and rewatched that video of the guy saying they were accidentally sold yesterday, were they accidentally sold, period? Like it was an accident that they were sold? Or was it an accident that they were sold to employees the day before? That's my question. What I have a problem with is, yes, I understand that Funko is a big company. Yes, I understand that things aren't always going to go right. But if I'm told that something's going to happen, I expect it's going to happen no matter how big Funko is. There's people that are saying, oh, well, you really trust that a big company isn't going to lie to you? Well, yeah. And if we allow big companies to lie to us, how is that okay? It's not okay. Nothing is going to change if you allow this type of to happen. That's why people are so outraged. Nothing's going to change. You're just okay with being lied to? No.
One other thing that I wanted to mention is that a lot of people have been beating up Drop a lot. And I'm about to drop a bomb. a lot of people have been angry at Drop because of shipments, how things are not received on time, how things come in damaged, so on and so forth. People attack Drop on a regular basis on Discord. Explain this to me. Actually, anybody can explain this to me, and they can comment in the comment section down below because I would love to know. How are these Funko Pops, the NFT Funko Pops, if they're shipped by Drop, how are they coming to a Funko warehouse? Because the distribution happens out of the Funko warehouse. That's why these TMNT Funko Pops were found there. So what that tells me is Drop is only on the digital side and Funko is on the physical side.
That's what I would imagine, because these are Funko products, and if Funko has these big warehouses to ship stuff out, why would Drop invest in a big warehouse to ship things out and employees to ship things out?
This is what we've been saying for a very long time, and a lot of people attack us for being on the side of Drop. And in a previous video, I was sort of defending the fact that we shouldn't attack Drop or Funko over this, and we don't know who's who or what's what, but in reality, Funko is the reason why we're having all these errors. I think Drop is trying to do its best with what it has. It's on a tight leash from Funko. Yeah. And there's a lot of issues going on there.
So when we say stuff like that, though, people will argue back and say, well, they're the same company. No, they're not. Funko is up here. Drop
falls under an umbrella.
Is down here.
They fall under the Funko umbrella.
Funko is big. Drop is just a small portion of what Funko is.
Right.
And they're a separate entity.
So look at Drop almost as a subcontractor. That's basically how you look at them. That's how I look at them.
I do believe that the return label says Drop. Anyone can put anything on a return label.
Why wouldn't you put Drop on there? Because they're digital Funko Pops. That's the whole point of it. I mean, you're just a link. It's the lineage of what that Funko Pop is. So no matter where it's shipped out of, it should say Drop on it.
Yeah.
So at the Funko warehouse, you're going to put Drop on it. You're going to cover it in whatever the Drop logos, because that's what all of this is affiliated with.
I'm pretty sure that they come in Funko boxes.
They do. Okay. So anyway, let's get back to we've dived right into the NFT thing. Let's pull ourselves out because we've talked a lot about this.
Okay.
And I think we got a lot of that on the table.
Jerry.
So fights that happened over at the Buckeye warehouse. This is something that I saw coming, because if you're going to get a lot of flippers, resellers, whatnotters, there's a high probability you're going to get a bad, violent outcome out of it, in my opinion. Because a lot of these flippers, you started off this video by talking about flippers that we have seen locally. That is not unlike what happens around the rest of the world or even in this country. We hear stories about this stuff all the time. Mm-hmm. There was a kid that was injured at a Fun Days event.
Yes, because they were throwing prototypes into the crowd. And that's the year after that, they stopped throwing them into the crowd, except they were throwing them into the crowd at Fright Night.
Exactly, and people were going insane. I wasn't there to be in a mosh pit.
Yeah.
I was there for a Funko event, and that made it pretty dangerous, but I think Funko didn't know what to do with that event, and they were sort of forced in a position where they had to do things like that in order to make it fun and, I guess, interesting. But Fright Night was just a disaster. I absolutely hated it, and I will never go back to another Funko event if I know it's going to be anywhere near what that was. That was horrible. But when it comes to Funko Pops, and you have a sale like this, you're going to be bringing in all sorts of people. People that are there specifically for the money. They're not there to collect. They don't care about Funko. They might not even know what Funko Pops are. They're there to get a deal so they can make money off of it. And that means it could bring in some not so good people. And those not so good people might be willing to do more than what you and I are willing to do to get the Funko Pop. So they might be willing to punch somebody. They might be willing to push somebody. They might be willing to become super violent. And I think Funko didn't necessarily know what they were going to have on their hands. And now it's sort of imploded. Luckily, it didn't get as bad as it could have gotten.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people are like spreading these little rumors about stuff, and it's not as bad as a lot of people are assuming and sounding. It shouldn't even come to like cutting in line or like pushing someone out of the way when it comes to a little Funko Pop.
No, but see, for us, if we went to an event and 5 people in front of us were handed or grabbed a gold Geico Gecko, which is a high-end Funko Pop at this point, you and I wouldn't be the type to run over and like start smacking people out of the way in order to get my hands on it.
No.
Right, or your hands on it. But there are some people, like I mentioned, that are willing to do that. Now, I'm not saying that people were like that today, because the only thing that we heard is that there was somebody pushed into a guard or something. I don't think it was super violent. It was mild, really.
Yeah.
And some people were given trespassing violations and stuff like that, but I saw this coming. Like, I knew something like this would happen. When I woke up this morning, you rolled over and you said, there are police at the Funko event. And I'm like, oh, really? Oh, that's so shocking to me. I cannot believe this. And I had a feeling that we will be making a video about it.
Well, here we are.
And here we are. But another note that I did want to make is that people are finding unreleased Funko Pops.
Yeah.
Yeah, people were finding fluffy Funko Pops.
Yes, well, first they found the Target Con. It's I think it's a Demon Slayer keychain, some sort of anime keychain.
Okay.
I think that's supposed to be released for Target Con coming up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But, I mean, who cares? Like, people don't go crazy over the keychains.
It's a keychain, whatever.
But it's unreleased. And the fluffies are, too. There's one where he's in a mariachi outfit, and another where it's a diamond one, but then a lot of people are saying that they think that might be a custom.
The diamond one?
Yeah, but
I thought that myself, because it doesn't look all that great.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, if unreleased things are coming out of that warehouse, it's because the people who are there don't necessarily know what needs to be out and sold and so on and so forth.
Or they don't know the product, like the guy that originally started this whole thing that was saying that there are Fright Night sodas with chases.
Oh, yeah, the warehouse guy, or the guy that was standing out front. The guy that we put in our last video about all this. Yeah.
Oh,
What about NFT Funko? So, accidentally got sold yesterday, but we no longer can. They were sold accidentally. Yesterday we had like 2 boxes, that was about it. Which ones were they? Ninja Turtles. Oh!
Well, it just so happened that we had somebody who commented, and they had mentioned they had gone, and they showed us their haul, and they got a ton of stuff. I mean, they got a bunch of the bags that you like. They got a ton of the bags. It looks like there's maybe
there's a Harry Potter one.
Then there's one, I don't know what this is, but it's some sort of Disney-looking film.
It looks like Disney.
And then a bunch of different Funko Pops. I don't see anything here that's, like, worth mentioning specifically. Like, oh my god, I cannot believe they got this.
There are con-stickered pops.
There are con-sticker pops. There's a Jeffrey Giraffe, I think is Batman or Robin up there. Yeah, I think it's Robin. Yeah, a bunch of 10-inch Funko Pops. So they were able to get a bunch of stuff, but they were sort of giving us the lowdown on what was going on there, and there was like a video of this girl getting kicked off the premises and a guy walking around with a blanket on. I don't know what that was about.
He wanted to keep warm.
Yeah. And then there was another person who commented on our Instagram. I believe they were involved with what happened today.
The altercation.
Right. And I asked him, hey, kind of wanted to follow up with him to find out what he knows. But unfortunately, we did not get a message back. So maybe we can follow up on this video with what we receive from him. Because maybe there's more to the story. Maybe there's some other drama that was going on down there. I sort of would like to know, because it's nice to know if it was just sort of like an accidental thing. Like it was just the guards took it the wrong way. Because again, those guards, like there were 2 guards in the videos. And there was a female guard and there was a male guard. And the female guard was just yelling. Like, that's all she was doing, was yelling.
She was, like, screeching.
Yes, she was yelling and stuff. And I know she's trying to do her job, but that is just not the type of person you put in that situation, because everybody looks at her like she's a clown. And the guy, guard, he looked like he knew what he was doing, or he was at least trying to help in some capacity before police arrived. I don't know. I don't know what happened.
One of the people we were talking to said it's not even police there. It's just security guards.
No, somebody mentioned... No, if they got a trespassing violation, that had to have been the police. Actually, the trespassing violation that was shared is the Buckeye Police Department.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so police were there. There's no doubt about that. So if you have more information about what happened today, or you just want to show us your haul, or show us an unreleased Funko Pop, or just anything that's special or sticks out, message us on Instagram or email us at gastlecast@gmail.com. I would love to see what's going on.
Yeah, and don't waste our time with that bullshit like, oh, look what I picked up at the Buckeye sale, and you live in Florida, and it's like some signed pop or whatever that obviously was not gotten at the Buckeye
okay. So basically
sale.
you're saying don't share anything if it really wasn't for me.
Yeah, don't waste my time.
In every video, we like to shout out to some of our patrons from Patreon. In this video, we'd like to shout out to Ernest Allen, Brandy Villa, Jacob Martin, Robert FB6SI, Glenn Tavener, Matty Mooch, Richard Guider, Franchise Kicks, Mikey O, and Scott Fulmer. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. We appreciate all of our patrons. You guys rock. All right, guys, that time again. Remember, as always, we're on together, yes. We'll catch you next time.
Bye.